Shipmates. We are going to be discussing power words today. I'm going to reveal my power word for 2026, and we have some shipmates that are waiting in the green room that we're going to put on as guests, and they are going to be sharing their power words. And my guests today, Mindy McCamey and Grant Campbell, not only did they choose power words for 2026, they've already created their vision boards too. And so they're going to share those with us as well.
Am
And
I
if,
gonna do anything too?
absolutely. And Jeff's going to be sharing his power word. This is his second year doing a power word. And if, for some of you who are new, if you've never heard of a power word, like what in the world is that woman talking about? You know how a lot of people do New Year's resolutions, and today's already January 2nd, which means there's a bunch of people who made New Year's resolutions who've already thrown them out the window. New Year's resolutions, a lot of times, are very, very hard to do consistently for an entire year. A lot of people are actually pretty good with their New Year's resolutions for the month of January. And then February comes along and they can't even find the list and remember what it was other than, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight. And that's top of mind. But a lot of the things that they said they were going to do to help them lose weight or whatever are already out the window. A power word, what part of what makes a power word so
Powerful?
powerful, yeah, so powerful and so successful is it's one word. Anybody can come up with one word and concentrate on that one word for an entire year. And if you do, that power word can be transformative and can truly change the direction of your life and make it better. The first time that I did a power word was in 2023, and my power word was grace. I wanted to give myself grace because I was not always being kind to myself, and I knew I needed to give myself a little bit of grace. I also wanted to give other people grace and to forgive more and to give grace. And I wanted to travel, and we had ordered a van converted into an RV, and it took a year and a half for that van to become available because of um, of the pandemic slowed everything down. But we got our van in June of 2023, and we like to name our vehicles, and we decided to name our Embassy RV van Grace because we wanted to travel in God's grace. And we thought that would just be so perfect. And it matched my word of the year. And so we did that with our van and we called her Grace. Now, I did not do a vision board the first year that I did a power word. I just did a power word and thought about that power word. And it was amazing. On December 31st of 2023, my heart was so happy because for the first time in my life, I kept my New Year's resolution because my resolution was to concentrate on that one power word, grace. And I did it. I was successful. And it was a wonderful, wonderful year. Then I decided, well, I definitely want to do this again. And I had to think, what do I want my power word to be? And if you've not come up with your power word yet, I'm going to show you a quick slide of something you can do that can help you. And if you have a pencil and paper, or maybe even some crayons or markers and some paper, go get it right now And because during this episode, by the time you're done hearing my power words and Jeff power words and Mayor Mindy's power words and our friend Grant Campbell's power words for the year, you're going to maybe get some ideas of some power words that you might want to use. And
But you can't choose a power word that someone else chooses.
absolutely, you can. So if someone
Yes.
here chooses a power word that you're like, oh, I never thought of that word. I want to use that word too. Go ahead. You can copy it. Absolutely.
I was
Absolutely.
just teasing.
Yeah, Jeff was just teasing. And those of you who are watching today, this is a live and this is a anchor moment community. So you and everybody is welcome. Everybody is a member. When you subscribe to my channel, it's free to subscribe to my channel and be a shipmate. And all my shipmates out there, if you've decided what your power word is going to be for 2025, please share it in the comments now, because we're going to be sharing your power words too and your stories too that you write in the chat. But to start with, when you got that paper, if you don't have your word yet, every time you hear a power word that you think might be a possibility, write that word down. I'm going to show you. Okay, how do I go to the slideshow? Jeff's
Okay.
clicking on it. See if he can get it up, because there was something that I was going to show. Okay. Oh, and that's Mindy and Grant, who are going to be on here shortly, sharing their power words. I just love them. They are moderators for my channel too, which they volunteer to help me, and so I really do appreciate that. Okay. So this is what you can do on a piece of paper tonight. If you hear a word that sounds good to you, write it down. And then later, the words that were your favorite, that you're not sure which one you want to use yet, write them down kind of fancy and put them on one page where you can see it nice and big. And then in the morning and before you go to bed, look them over and say each one out loud and see if one of them really makes your heart tingle and lets you know that's the one you want to concentrate on this year. Okay. All right. Can you do it where my face is here and the thing, so there's like both? So I'm not just a voice in the darkness. Here. Oh, that's there's a yeah, that's what I wanted you to do.
You may
Thank
as
you,
well
Jeff.
say hello to Mindy and
Because
Grant.
because it knocks them on too.
Uh-huh.
It can't just do one. All right. That's all right. Uh, yay! So here's me in 2024. I did my very first vision board. I had two power words that year because I couldn't decide between health and travel. And I thought, what the hey, there's no rules. I could have more than one power word. So I chose two, health and travel. And I love the smell of crayons. Sorry, we're trying to figure this out of how to be able to do
I'm
a
sorry. There were
slideshow
all your choices.
with all of my choices. All right, we'll go with this choice. Uh, so I got a box of crayons. I'm not a very good artist, but I enjoy drawing, even though I don't have a lot of talent in drawing. But I just had a regular piece of lined paper in a notebook, and I wrote my two words down, health and travel. And I drew little pictures of things that health and travel meant to me. I wanted to exercise more. I wanted to travel in the van, and in the center there, that is a picture of Grace driving through the desert right there.
Wait, that's a van?
Yeah, that's a van.
Okay.
Yeah, and I knew I wanted to put our travels on YouTube. So I have like the little YouTube icon. I tried to draw there too as well. Um, oh, and Mindy wants to let us know that Grant is on his way home in the car right now, so his camera is off, but he'll join when he can. Absolutely. Uh, anyway, can we take that off now? There we go. There we go. This is this was my very first vision board. After you choose your power word, a lot of people like to create vision boards. And like I say, you can make your vision board very, very fancy and gorgeous and fabulous, or on a piece of paper with some crayons or markers. You can draw a little something to help you create your vision. But a vision board is also great because if you can put this picture someplace where you can see it often, it'll help you to remember and concentrate on your power word and what it is that you want to do differently and better in that new year. Now, and with health and travel, I want to tell you, those were really fantastic power words for me in 2024. Jeff, on January 3rd of 2024, had his second surgery for bladder cancer, and that one was successful. And on January 3rd, I was almost the heaviest weight I've ever been in my life. I'd actually, my very worst, I hit 254 pounds, got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I had lost a bunch of weight, but I started gaining my weight back. And I was down to, or I was up to, I should say, 246 pounds. And it scared me that my weight that I had lost was piling on crazy fast. And I knew I wanted to do something with my health. And I found out probably around January 5th or 6th that my insurance would finally cover Manjaro for my type 2 diabetes. And so I took my very first Manjaro shot on January 10th of 2024. And you know what's cool? On January 1st, when I made this drawing, you didn't know I was going to be able to take Manjaro. I'd asked my insurance a year beforehand, and they said it was going to cost me $1,400 a month. $1,400 a month. Who has that kind of money? That's like a house payment. So I couldn't do it. Um, so I had no idea on January 1st that my health was going to take a little nosedive and then was going to improve. And I was going to be able to start taking Manjaro on the 10th of January. My very first Manjaro shot, I was scared to death to take because I'm afraid of needles. And so the whole thought of putting a needle in my stomach by myself was very frightening. And I do have a video about that. That video gets the most views of any video on my channel, and it's helped a lot of other people who are also nervous about taking their first shot take their first shot with me. But I did that on January 10th. And then in May of January 2024, I ended up having a hysterectomy. I had precancerous cells. And so I needed to have a total complete hysterectomy. And Jeff and I, we didn't get a chance to travel the first half of the year because by the time he was done with his bladder cancer surgery and he was done healing where he was free to travel, I couldn't because I needed a hysterectomy. But fall of 2024, we really concentrated on that travel. My health got better. Jeff's cancer did not return and still has not returned. So we're really excited about that. And we went on a 6 week trip in our van, and it was really wonderful. We have a lot of videos about
That van
that.
right there?
Yeah, that cartoon van right there. And we put it on our second YouTube channel with the little YouTube icon there in the corner. We have a second channel called Anchor Moments RV. And so we have a lot of traveling adventures in there of trying to feed body, mind, and spirit while on the road. So that was 2024 for me. Then last year, wow, I'd had 2 successful years with doing a power word. And Jeff just kind of watched me do it by myself. And last year, Jeff decided, you know what? I think I'll do a power word with you, Gina.
No, no.
You didn't?
You decided I would do a power word.
Well, yeah, I might have given him a big nudge and said, hey, what would your power
Yeah.
word for the year be, Jeff? Think of something. Think of something.
Selective memory, you
Oh,
know.
all right. I might have given him a little push to have him do a power word too. And I told him my power word was going to be explore because I wanted to go on a lot more adventures now that we both were finally healthy enough to do it. And so I wanted to explore the country. I wanted to go to beaches. I absolutely love the beach. That's my happy place. If you ever meditate, you're supposed to find a happy place and concentrate on that. For me, it's being by the ocean and walking along the beach. So I wanted to walk along beaches. I wanted to go to forests. I wanted to explore the US because I've only been in a handful of states in all of my life, just a handful of states that I visited. And I want to visit all the states in the United States and see some Canada, some places in Canada too. So I chose explore. And then Jeff, after a little nudging, he came up with a power word for himself. And he chose, what did you choose last year, Jeff?
Embrace. So for the
Embrace.
things that I was scared about, or things that, oh shoot, what if a bear tries to chase me or whatever,
Mhm.
I decided to just embrace it.
Yep. Embrace the fear and do it anyway was
Maybe
going to be
not,
his motto.
maybe not embrace the bear,
No bear hugs.
but embrace the travel and not worry.
Yeah, yeah. And it was funny getting the van. Jeff wanted an RV his whole life. And when we were dating, he told me that when he retired, he wanted to get an RV and see the country. And I told him, wow, I wonder who you're going to marry to do that with you because I don't want to do that. I hate car trips. I can't imagine going around in an RV, and I did not want to do it. But he married me anyway. And he never gave up on his dream, and he would come home from work years before we got our van. He would come home from work and he would watch videos on YouTube about how to convert your own van into an RV. And he figured he'd probably do it himself. And then he started watching Creativity RV, which is a lady who's a solo female traveler, and she's about my age. And when I saw Robin and would listen to Robin, I thought, oh, maybe I could picture traveling in a van. And so I finally gave in and let Jeff have his dream, and we ordered an Embassy RV. Yeah. And so, but then what was weird is when we did do that 6 week travel in 2024, we went through the mountains in Colorado, which really scared Jeff quite a bit. And he had different fears of bears and things at some of the state parks and national parks that and forests that we were going to spend the night in. And so it was a surprise that I actually enjoyed RVing more than him. Who knew?
But
I
I embraced
loved
it.
it. I loved it. What I liked was being able to visit people. I Mayor Mindy, who we're going to be unmuting her shortly here. Mayor Mindy, we got to visit her at her house in North Carolina, and we live in Arizona. And that was so fun. We got to sleep in our van in her driveway, and her and her wonderful husband, they made dinner for us, and we did some live videos. We even got to see what was in her fridge live on
Good
TV.
episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode. It was a lot of fun.
Good
And
time.
I got to see Barb, Health at Any Cost in Orlando, Florida, and I got to sleep in her driveway in our van. It was just so fun. And I saw relatives that I've not seen in a long time. I visited all kinds of relatives across the country from my side of the family as well as Jeff's side of the family, and it was so much fun. And all the people I would meet at van meetups, and I made friends with people in the parks that I'd camp next to. It was so much fun connecting with so many people. that it actually brought me a lot of joy, which was a big surprise to me because I did tell Jeff when we got the van that I was giving him 1 year and I would travel all over the country with him for 1 year. But he had to promise me that if at the end of the year I hated it, we could sell the van. And at least I gave him a year to have his dream. And it ended up, I loved it. So we're keeping Grace, and it's been a lot of fun. But and Jeff, do you like traveling in
Yeah,
Grace?
of course.
Yeah, he does. But there are times that that it's a little that's a little scary. But he's embracing the fear and doing it anyway. And then here's what's extra cool. So it is kind of neat that we got Mindy on here. Um, I had Mindy as for a second time as a guest on my show, and we were talking about our power word a year ago, and about explore and embrace, and Mindy mentioned that the downsides was doing a cruise and how we should join her on that cruise. And I said, "Oh, I would love to go, Mindy." But Jeff will never go on a cruise with me. For 35 years of marriage, I have begged him to take me on a cruise, and he has said no. My parents were even willing 1 year to possibly have us all go on a cruise together, and it was going to be like the gift to the family. And Jeff said, if that's the gift, that's okay. I'm going to stay home. But you can go, Gina, but I'm not going to go. I never want to go on a cruise. He was just never, ever, ever, ever going to go. And so my mom didn't give us the cruise. She did something
Wait,
else with the family,
yes.
but we didn't do the cruise. And so I told her, there's just no way he'll never go. And Mindy said, "Well, Gina, didn't Jeff say he was going to embrace the fear and do it anyway when traveling?" And I was like, "Oh, that's really good, Mindy, because my husband is a man of integrity for sure. And he always tries to keep his promises when he makes a promise." And so I hit him with that after the show. Uh, that evening, I hit Jeff with that. And I said, "I tell you what, dear, I'll make you a deal, just like the deal that we had with the van. That if because I did not want to get an RV, did not, and it was very expensive, and we were just going to do it for 1 year. I was going to give you your dream for 1 year. Can you give me my dream to go on a cruise one time? And I promise you, if you hate it, I will never ask you to go on another cruise with me again. Never. I promise. I will never nag you about it again. I'll go on more cruises. I'll just go with
And
girlfriends."
I told you you
Yeah.
could.
And he told me I could go with other people, but he was never going to join me. And so he said he would. And he really used embrace, but he said he was just going to do it the one time. And did you have fun, Jeff?
Yes, I had fun.
He had so much fun. He had so much fun that the night that we got off the ship and we were back in our hotel, I have a really funny short. It's a Jeff and Gina pillow talk after the cruise. And he was like wanting to get back on the ship so badly. He was missing it so badly. And I thought it was so funny. I'm like laughing hysterical on this little short while we were having some pillow talk because it was so funny because he was like me. I didn't think I was going to want to travel in an RV, and I love it. I love traveling in our van, Grace, and I love connecting with people all over the country. It's so fun. So these power words were life changing. On December 31st of 2025, I mean, we've got this hanging on the wall, our Explore and Embrace
Vision board.
vision board. We did it. We explored. We went on 3 long trips, one 6 week, one 7 week, one 8 week, long trips, and the cruise. So we did. Jeff embraced his fear and did it anyway, and I got to explore. So now I have this year. I need a new power word. What am I going to do for 2026? Well, I'll tell you. Mindy and Grant are amazing. It's January 2nd and they already have their vision boards done. I don't have my vision board done yet, but I will be doing a vision board at some point here, hopefully, possibly again at my friend Tabitha's. She's the one she has a big thing at her house and people make vision boards. And I made my vision board last year at her house. But at some point here, I'm going to be putting it on a vision board. But yesterday, I was able to come up with my power word. And my power word for the year is drumroll, connect. I love connecting with other people. I love connecting on anchor moments. I love connecting with all my shipmates on Manjaro Mondays when I do my live, giving myself my shot. I love connecting my shipmates to each other and helping them become friends. I love connecting with nonprofits and getting friends to volunteer at some of the same nonprofits that I like to volunteer at. I like connecting. I like connecting with Jeff at the end of the day, and having pillow talk where we just sit and chat about what our dreams are for the
Or while we're
future,
walking,
or while we're walking.
well, probably not when
Yeah,
we're exercising.
no, but not so much when we're exercising at the gym. We don't.
Yeah,
Uh, we're on separate headphones.
parallel play though.
It is parallel play. Uh, and I want to pray more and connect with God. So there's a lot of ways, and that's just some ways that I just came up with yesterday. And there'll be even more ways that I'll be figuring out how I can connect. But that's going to be the word that I'm going to concentrate on is how can I better connect people together through anchor and connect people with resources. I took Manjaro for a year and a half and did not know that I could see a registered dietitian for free, paid for 100% by my health insurance because it was considered preventative medicine. And I have a deductible, you guys. I have to hit like, I don't know, $4,500 before my insurance kicks in. And I didn't hit that this year, but I could see a dietitian from day one for free. Wow, I did not know that. And so now I'm sharing that information. And the registered dietitian that I see, Maya and Taylor at Southwest Dietitian Group, I've been bringing them on anchor moments and having them be guests to connect other people and let them know that either A, go check out your health insurance and see if you have this free thing and see who's on your list on your health insurance that you can see as a dietitian for free. Or B, some of the people in our Anchor Moments community, they checked with Southwest Dietitian Group. And even though they don't live in Arizona, they do telehealth too. And they're getting free help from connecting with Maya and Taylor and all the dietitians, this Southwest Dietitian Group. It's so fun to be able to connect people to resources and to help people have a healthy lifestyle journey while I'm working on my own. And I'm not at maintenance yet. I'm far from it, but I'm 50 pounds lighter than I was in 2023 and 50 pounds lighter than I was when I took my first Manjaro shot in 24. And my health is better. I no longer have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that disappeared. My A1C is under control. My blood sugar is 5.4 is my A1C, which is healthy in the healthy range. Things got better for me choosing a power word. And I'm hoping that'll happen to all of you who are watching this video. My prayer for you, all of you, is that you choose a power word this year and you think and concentrate about that word and that it will open up doors and windows and breathe new joyful life within you to be the best version of yourself. And now we're going to go to Mayor Mindy. and we are going to hear about her power word journey. Oh, Jeff, I
No,
forgot
go
to
ahead.
ask you.
No, no, no.
All right,
Go
well,
ahead.
all right, we'll
Catch
do
me at the
Mindy.
end.
We'll do Mindy, and then and Jeff chose a power word too.
I'm
We'll
gonna
let him
embrace
show
that at
his.
the end.
He'll embrace his power word at the end. All right, let's do Mindy now. Hey, Miss Mirror Mindy.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Happy
Good.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. I want you all to know I was wearing a very raggedy sweatshirt. Gina said I could wear whatever I wanted, but I decided to try to look a little more presentable.
Oh, you look pretty purple.
Thank you. So, are we going to show my
Yep, yep,
last year's one?
yeah. We're gonna
Yeah.
start with 2025.
Yeah, so last year, Gina presented this idea of having a power word, and like Jeff, I fully embraced the idea and really put a lot of thought into what should be on my vision board, or what should represent my word, which I chose transformation. Um,
Ooh.
and you'll see there's a bunch of things on there, a couple of things that were goals. So I had a goal of doing my first open water co-ed triathlon, which I did in September. I wanted to read, which I'm always doing. Eating healthy, of course, staying hydrated, which my family calls this my emotional support cup. So I'm always hydrated. The one I may have slipped on due to some of the other things on this board is the saving of the money, but I did get to travel. Some highlights, of course, were the cruise. And then another fun thing that I got to do was travel from Charlotte to Atlanta with my grandkids and my son and daughter-in-law. They all fit in my new bigger car that I got just so we could travel as a family. And also just a couple weeks ago, I went to Florida where a bunch of GLP-1 friends from the downsized crew, not the downsized, not Lorraine and Christopher, but a bunch of us went to Walt Disney World and enjoyed, some time there together. And it was really fabulous, and something that, kind of like what Gina said, I never imagined having such great friends and getting to do all these things that in a larger body I probably wouldn't have been able to do, or certainly wouldn't have been able to enjoy.
Yeah. I'm just so impressed. And you lost like 100 pounds, right? Where are
Yeah,
you
I've
at?
lost 108 pounds. Yeah.
108 pounds. That is
Mhm.
so fantastic. That's very transformative.
Yes. So I have transformed. And so when I started thinking about my word for 2026, I really wanted to, I feel like I'm overusing that word, embrace the
Mhm.
transformation that I've made, and kind of what my next step in this journey is. And that is strength. Last year, like we said, was about transformation, changing my habits, rebuilding trust with my body, and learning what I'm capable of. This year isn't about becoming somebody new. It's about inhabiting what I've already built. And to me, strength is more than muscle, although I'm working on that. It's about consistency over perfection. I
Oh,
think I
that's
hear
big.
that. I
Just
think I hear
pause
that
right
a lot.
there.
I think I hear that a lot from our friend Taisha.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Consistency
over
over
perfection.
perfection.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
huge,
and while
Mindy.
we're thinking of strength, I also wanted it to be about power without apology. Um,
Ooh.
owning my space, showing up, grounded in who I already am. And so it's not about chasing a finish line, but the fact that I'm living inside of my strength. I'm not saying I don't have goals, because I do, but they're not on this vision board in specificity. Some people watching may know Jamie Selzler. He's been on the downsized before. But he always talks about goals should be about um, effort and not results. So
Oh,
rather than
wow.
saying, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months, it's more about, I am going to eat this amount of protein every day. I'm going to keep promises to myself. I'm going to get at least 80 ounces of water, whatever your action goals are, not necessarily the results, because we can do all of those things and still not get the results we desire. We can be happy when those results occur. So on
Mm,
this board, I didn't put anything that was measurable, which goals should be measurable, but I've kind of incorporated all of those things into my life now. So I don't really have to write them down and think about them. They're more automatic. So on this board, I really just wanted to remind myself what strength means to me. And so it is about building muscle. I do weight lift 3 times a week, but it's also about balance. So I understand that resting is also important for my growth.
mm,
Um, it's about, you see the microphone there, confidence in my voice, and I think for me, that is learning to protect my space, and speak my mind, not in an unkind way, but to speak up for myself. And I think really the most important one is the one on the bottom right, and that is supportive connections. And I think that's what I've found, and we've all found here in this community, and it's
mm.
really a very important thing to me. Um, and so I've listed my little daily reminders over there on the left-hand side. The one that is very important to me is notice your strength. Um, I can't remember now who I learned this from. It may have been something I read in a book, but every night before I go to sleep, I try to think of the 3 things that went well that day that I'm proud of, or, an accomplishment, or just something that, you know, went well, even if it's just to say, oh, yeah, I drank all my water today.
Yeah.
So I think of those, and then I think of the 3 things I would like to see go well the next day. And I'm not a person that usually has trouble falling asleep. So sometimes I only get to 2 and I'm already out. But if you go to sleep thinking about success, I think that's a good thing. So um, that is something that I've implemented probably for the last 6 months or so, and I find it really beneficial.
You've got such beautiful words under every single one of those pictures, but it's kind of tiny for people who might be watching this on their cell phone.
Hmm.
Um, uh, can we go ahead and go over all those
Yeah,
real quick
sure.
one more time? Because this is really an amazing vision board. Number
Oh,
one,
thank
it's
you.
visually beautiful, but every word on your board they're really very powerful,
Oh, thank you.
I
Well,
think.
I have a cheat sheet here with me. I know the camera's making it disappear, but so yeah, it's strength. I live inside the power I've earned, body, mind, and spirit aligned. Um,
Wow.
building muscle. I build strength that carries me through every season of life. Balanced life. I create space for effort and rest, discipline and joy.
Wow.
Fueling my body. I nourish my body with intention, respect, and gratitude. I've heard people say, and I can't remember who said this. I heard someone say, "Oh, I think it was the guys I follow a YouTube channel called Mind Pump. It's these gym bros that talk about weightlifting, but they also talk about, and I'm not a religious person, but they talk about God quite often. And this one gentleman mentioned that he had a friend who bowed his head before eating. And he said, oh, I didn't know you were religious. I see you were praying. And he goes, no, I wasn't praying because I'm not religious, but I was thinking about my intention before I eat this meal. And I thought that was really beautiful, and something that someone who maybe isn't so religious could still embrace. And I really liked that. Um, Strong mindset. I choose thoughts that support my growth and honor my effort. It's very important because I believe that what and how we think about ourselves is what we manifest. So if I
Mhm.
tell myself I'm not doing as good as I want, or I messed that up, or I didn't do this right, that's what I'm going to project out into the world. So
And that's
I,
grace. And that essentially is grace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy heart. I protect the engine that fuels every adventure I love. And so my physical heart as well. You know, I like to work out. I'm not training for triathlon right now, but um is today this what's today? Is today the second? Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday I did a commitment run with some friends. A local running store does a commitment run every January 1st. So I did go out and run. But I get, 10,000 steps every day. I like to keep my heart healthy in both physical and spiritual. Confident voice. I speak clearly, honestly, and without shrinking myself. And I think when I was in a larger body, I felt more often than not that I had to shrink myself to make myself acceptable to others, because I felt like even though I was larger, I felt like I was less than. And I know now that that wasn't true. And so when we know better, we do better. And I'm doing better for myself. And I'm,
Oh, I like that. When we know better, we do better.
Mhm.
That's a lot of wisdom in that too.
Thanks. And then the last one that I already spoke about, but supportive connections. I invest in relationships that lift me higher and hold me steady. So relationships are something you have to invest in. And I feel that, my friends, all of the friends I've made here, and of course my, other friends and family, they, they, they do lift me up. And I hope that I do the same for them.
Yeah, that is awesome. And now your daily reminders, you only gave
Oh,
us the
yeah.
last one. So
Yeah.
let's hear your list.
Sure. So move with purpose.
Mhm.
So not just my exercise, but how I move through the world, how I present myself. Fuel with intention. Like I said, every food I put in my body, thinking about what the purpose is. And it doesn't always have to be, um, oh, this is this ultra healthy meal, right? There is purpose in enjoying a festive meal with family. There is purpose in celebrating with a piece of birthday cake. I'm not some kind of food nun that, has to abstain. So,
Yeah. I like
um,
a none.
I don't know where that came from. Um,
Yeah. I'm not
choosing
a food nut either.
Yeah, no food celibacy over here.
No.
So, but I do choose consistency. So, and that is the next one on there. I am the most consistent person you will probably ever meet. So,
Mhm.
and I'm not ashamed to say that. It's just my personality.
It's
Now,
true.
I'm consistent in the positive way right now, but I will tell you when I when the pendulum swings the other way, I'm consistently horrible. So I think that the Manjaro is keeping the pendulum swung to the positive, and I think that's one of the reasons I'll have to stay on it for life, because
Yeah.
I am very black or white, and I don't want to swing back to that other side.
And
Um,
pause there for just a
yeah.
second. Uh, most of her board, she's almost every word on her board could be your power word. That you could choose, building muscle. You could even choose building. You could be building muscle. You can work on building relationships. You can be working on building confidence. You could be working on
Building up the world.
building up the world and supporting others. And even the word build, you could do a vision board or just writing that word down on a piece of paper where you see build every day and think of how you could build more in your life. Even that one word. She has so many on here. But one quick thing, if there's anybody watching this video and they're thinking about taking a GLP-1 and they either you've given yourself your first shot or second shot, or maybe you haven't taken a shot yet, but you just found out that you could have it covered on your health insurance or your doctor highly recommends you try it or whatever, but you haven't started yet. Mindy has lost over 100 pounds. But Manjaro was not a magic wand. The reason Mindy has lost 100 pounds is consistency. Her consistency has done it. And that's why I was so impressed by her because we started around the same time. I'm only down 50 pounds. She's down 100, over 100, 108. But there is a difference. I exercise a little bit each day. I will go for a walk every day. I just started working out, lifting weights 3 times a week, but I'm not doing triathlons. And um, I am not a food nun. I am so far away from being a food nun. Uh, I still enjoy, especially when we go on these RV trips, uh, I'll have 2 meals in the van that are very healthy, very, very, very healthy,
Daily.
that are daily. I'll have 2 meals a day that are extremely healthy and extremely nutritious. But if I'm traveling in New Orleans, I want to eat some of the fancy food that's in New Orleans. I'm gonna, what's that one thing they have? Beignet.
Beignet.
Beignet. I'm gonna have a beignet I'm gonna have whatever it is that's fancy for the town or state that I'm in. Uh, but what Manjaro does is it makes it easier to be consistent because you don't have as much food noise. And for me, oh my gosh, if I wasn't on Manjaro, I'd eat like 3 beignets because they taste so good. But not on Manjaro, I can only eat one, and then I might not even have the last bite of it. But I'm going to enjoy most of it, and to have it as a little treat. When you watch, you're going to see a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of people who are taking Manjaro shots that are sharing their journeys. And some of them lose 100 pounds or more. And sometimes it seems like it's coming off really fast. And there are some of us that's a little slower. But you just see what they're saying on the camera to see what they're doing in real life. When people say that, people who don't know any better and they say, "Oh, you're on the shot, you're cheating." You know, you're not cheating. You still have to do the stuff. You still have to do the stuff. You still have to do the things that help you to lose weight. What Manjaro does is it makes it easier to be consistent.
A level playing.
It puts you on a level playing field. Because for a lot of us who battle obesity, we're missing we're missing we're missing some of the natural our body's natural GLP-1 isn't as effective for us as it is for someone who's always been thin their whole life and haven't had to really worry about it too much. And it finally puts us on a level playing field. But you still have to do some things. And Mindy is amazing. And when I was at her house and I had the most delicious dinner I've ever had in my life, and it was so crazy healthy, and it had so many different vegetables and things with it, and so tasty and interesting. I had to see what was in her fridge because I was curious. What is someone who's lost 100 pounds? What do they keep in their fridge? And her refrigerator is the most amazing thing ever because it is filled with fresh fruits and vegetables and lean meats, and
Sauces and
sauces to make things taste,
spicy.
spices, and just really neat. But do know it's there's a lot to it, that a shot isn't a magic wand, but boy, it does make it easier for those of us who struggle with obesity. It finally puts us on a level playing field where it's easier for us to be consistent, and to be able to concentrate on doing things in a healthy way. And Mindy really does. So I just wanted to put that out there, Miss Mindy.
Oh, well, thanks for saying that. You know, I always say everybody's different and every body is different. So, and
Mm,
then our friend Taisha, simply Taisha, always says we can share our journeys, but we should never compare.
yeah,
You know, everybody has their own journey, and every really our bodies are all different. So,
right.
um,
And our bodies are all different.
yeah.
But
So, you know, you could do everything that I do and still not have the result that I had, or you could have better results than I have. You know, people look at how much weight I've lost and they think I'm, you know, a great success, but I still find myself looking at other people and saying, well, why can't I lose that much weight? You know, so it really, it's dangerous to compare. So the last few things on my list are,
what else?
protect your energy. And I have, and I think use your voice. Those two kind of go together because quite often I have to use my voice to protect my energy. I've had to learn to say no to a lot of things. If I don't want to do something and I feel like it's not going to serve me, I have learned to say no. And then the last one I talked about, noticing my strength. That's a practice that has really changed my life. It's changed the way I fall asleep every night, and I think it's one that well, it is one that I would highly recommend to anybody, especially if you're an insomniac. You could lay there and think of 10 things that went well that day and 10 things you want to do better tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
but
Thank you
that's
so much,
oh yeah,
Mindy.
thank
That is
you.
the most amazing vision board, and I appreciate you sharing it with us and all
Yeah.
the wisdom. Originally, Mindy and Grant and Barb, they're my three moderators. So I didn't need that until week 99. I had some trolls say some really horrible stuff during the live, and it was like, oh man, it was hard to play whack-a-mole. And so Mindy and Grant and Barb stood up and said, "If you can make us administrators, we'll whack the we'll make them walk the plank, all those trolls." And so they keep this a very safe place, and I really appreciate them. And so when I was going to do this surprise live, because I normally go live on Sundays, we have a weight loss book club where we do one chapter a week of different books that teach us about nutrition and different things. And then I go live on Mondays when I give myself my Manjaro shot. But today's a Friday, but I was so excited to do the power word stuff. I thought, you know what? I really want to do a bonus live. So I went in the chat group with my three wonderful moderators and said, "Hey, I'm going to do a power word thing. Or is at least one of you here to play whack-a-mole if I need it?" And Mindy and Grant said, "Oh, we're Friday night would work great for us. We can do it for you." I'm like, "Great." And then I said, "Hey, and if you have a vision board, can I share your vision boards?" And Mindy shared her 2025 and 2026, and they were so beautiful. I'm like, I can't do it justice by just throwing it up here. I really need her to explain each piece because each piece is full of so much wisdom.
Thanks, Mindy.
So Mindy was a surprise guest today. She didn't have a lot of advance notice, but she was willing to be a guest. And then Grant, who is our wonderful buddy, who we love dearly too, he stepped up and he said, "I have my word. I'm not sure if I'm done. I haven't done my board yet." And he got his board done today, and we're going to share his board. But before we throw it up there, real quick, we got to thank this person. Yep. we got to thank Sandy Murphy, who's in the house. And she says that Happy New Year. And I love the strength board, Mindy. And she says, hi to Mindy and Grant. And thank you so much, Sandy, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And when you do that, it helps fund us. Especially paying for things like we do this through StreamYard, and we have to pay a lot of money every year to have all the fancy things. And I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. All right. And now let's pull up Grant and his vision board.
What you're doing?
Yeah.
You do it?
And Grant, are you muted?
I am.
And Grant, tell us about your power word this year.
Well, ever since you first mentioned it, probably a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I can't remember. I've been
Yeah.
really trying to think of a good word to lead my year with and go through it with, and compassion just seemed to keep coming to me. And in part, uh, that's because of all the compassion y'all have shown and all the other content creators that have supported me through this year. It'll be a year for me, January 19th, and
Wow.
I been very fortunate to have the kindness and support and connection. Didn't know that was going to be your word there at that
Oh,
point. Um, Throughout this year, because there's so many people that start this journey without any of that, and without having so much of the support that y'all provide. So that just kind of just kept at the forefront of my mind, and you know I really appreciate it. And it's how I've been raised too. You gotta do unto others as you want done to
mm,
yourself, and compassion is one main way to do that. And so I want to continue to witness that and try to be mindful to myself through this journey, but also to others, not only in this journey, but in all areas of life.
oh, that is so sweet. And your vision board is gorgeous.
Are
Uh,
you the
could,
artist?
yeah, did you draw?
No, I
And
can't.
how
I
did you
can't take
create that?
that. I uh, I was able to find that image and just kind of build around it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And I'd
I
like
would.
you to share because people who are watching on their phones might not be able to read all the words. So
Yes.
if you could tell us, read for us each word as it goes around those beautiful hands with the loving heart in the center. What do each of those words say
Yeah.
and
So
mean to
starting
you?
the top left there is kindness, um, and then you come on down. There's healing, and in order to be compassionate, you have to have empathy as well,
Hmm.
and to be mindful to yourself and others, and connection, and being there. That's one of the
Oh,
most important ones. Just being there.
that's
Um,
huge.
you and Jeff and Twan and all these others. Pam, I mean, you have to be there to be doing this. I mean,
Mhm.
it's such a commitment, and one reason I hesitate to ever become a content creator because it is such a big thing to be there for. And so then cheerful, and then having the support. It's all building blocks to being compassionate, in my opinion.
Oh, that is beautiful. And each of those words that are on his page, they could be a power word by themselves. You could choose kindness as your power word
True.
and
Both of
really
these
concentrate.
both of these power uh,
Vision
vision
boards.
boards are very dense.
Oh
Lots
yeah,
of meaning there.
a lot of meaning all the way through it. I mean, think about that. I mean, kindness. kindness could be
It all kind of
somebody's
summarized in
word for the whole
compassion.
year. They could build a vision board all around kindness and just focus on that. Um, being there, that's huge. And being there could be being with your family and putting your phone down
Mhm.
and being fully present could be being there. And someone could do their entire year using being there as their power words, and showing up, showing up uh, for their friends and for their family, being there for themselves and keeping promises to themselves
Yes,
and being there and being fully present in life.
absolutely.
Uh, there is so much empathy. Maybe someone who's struggled with empathy uh, could really concentrate on empathy for the year and try to picture themselves in somebody else's shoes.
So I
I used to
wonder if
try to,
anybody has
yeah,
been choosing their words while you've been presenting.
yeah, I'm hoping so because I want to share all the shipmates that are out there viewing. I want to hear what your power word is. And like I say, your power word, it could be support. Your power word could be cheerful, to be more cheerful to others and to be try to be more cheerful to yourself and start your day positively. Uh, there's just so much there. But are we going to go to yours first? Are we going to go to
Sure,
the,
mine can be shorter. I can tell you mine.
or should we save yours for the end? Are you going to do yours now?
Whatever you want, Gina. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
All right. What is your word for the year, Jeff?
My word for this power for this year is crunchy. I like things that are crunchy. No, I'm sorry. That's not it. I
Um,
pulled that on Gina at lunch today.
Yeah, actually, hit the original thumbnail, because we asked, uh, there's kind of like a chat GPT thing. If you're a YouTube content creator, YouTube just started doing it. It's called Ask. And it can give you thumbnail ideas. And so the thumbnail idea was to say,
Put just the first letter of the word of your power word and dot 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 and then my power word is
and
and
then that
then
first letter,
yeah.
and then dot, dot, dot.
And so I was trying to guess. Crunchy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not it really.
Oh,
Actually, my power word, and by the way, I really like the stuff I've seen so far in both of yours, Mindy and Grant. And I kind of relate to them
mhm,
in the power word that I chose this year. Um, I to come up with this, I thought, well, what things are really important to me? I'm going to spend the year on something I want it to be. What is really important? And in my faith, uh, there are three pillars of my faith: is prayer and giving alms, charity,
mhm.
Mhm.
and okay, what was the other one?
Prayer, giving alms, and
Oh my gosh.
mm,
Well, this
submit.
is no.
Oh shoot! Hey, I might have written it. Did I write it down?
Well, obviously that wasn't. No, let's see. You know what? Maybe we should go on, Gina, and I'll talk at the end.
So you still
I
it's your
cannot
turn.
believe that.
All right. Well, Jeff works on his brain fart here. Let's see what some of our anchor moment of our other shipmates have as their power words. Let's see what we got here today. We got Taz the Bulldog's mom in the house. Woo, woo. She says, I have so many words. This is on my vision board with my girlfriends. And so Cindy has stewardship, caring for your body as a gift from God, alignment, body, heart, habits, and faith all working together, discipline with grace, progress without shame or punishment. Wow, that is awesome. Restore, healing your relationship with food, self, and faith. That's awesome. And Pam Manjaro Journey with Pam's in the house. Woo-hoo. And she says, I've chosen adventure. I can't seem to remember the other word we talked about, but this one sticks. Adventure. Oh, it's going to be a great year for you, Pam. A year of adventure. I love that. Taz thinks that's a good word too. And Dawn says, I made it on time ish. We're glad you made it, Dawn. Yay. And Taz says, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks so much, Taz. It really does make a difference if you can give us a thumbs up and become a shipmate. And all you have to do is hit subscribe, and it's free. Yay! And oh, all right. Um, oh, and Taz liked the thumbnail that you did too. Jeff.
Sorry.
Okay.
You ready for me, or you want to go and I'll do it at the end?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
What you got?
Okay. Sorry about that. It's late here in Arizona. Prayer, fasting, and charity. And prayer, in my mind, is having a relationship with God, but also the relationship that you have with other people is a relationship that you have with God. And treating other people with kindness and love and treating them as you would want to be treated is what that entails. And fasting doesn't just mean like, oh, intermittent fasting, or I'm not going to eat here, or I'm not going to eat there. It may be that there are some things that you see in your life that you want to give give up for a little bit. Like for instance, being on my phone all day, or being on social media all day, or something like that. It can be something for your health. It could be mental health. It doesn't have to necessarily just be physical health, but both things are in there. So fasting is not just about food. It could be fasting from something that you need to give up for a little bit to have more balance. And charity, they call it almsgiving, but it basically means uh, considering and being mindful of those who have struggled or who have less, and sharing with sharing the world with people that need it. That they have more needs than you do, sharing that. And I thought, okay, those are the pillars of my faith. How do I do all those? I don't want to have 3 words. I want to have 1 word. And which one should I focus on? And then I thought, focus.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great power word, because then I can look at the things that I want to do, the things that are important to me, and focus on one of them at a time. For instance, be able to uh, do the things that I think are important. And one of the things that happened to me yesterday was,
Because I want to tell you, he chose focus yesterday morning?
yeah, and I got focused after
Oh my
that.
gosh. Jeff
You know
has not
what?
gotten so much done in one day in years. It was amazing all he got done
Well,
yesterday.
part of it is when you have, I don't know if anybody else has 1 room or maybe 2 that is full of stuff, that, oh, you just keep throwing stuff in there. We used to have a room when we had an apartment back when we were first married, Gina, that we have somebody over to the apartment, and we would, before they got there, would throw everything in that room, and then just get piles of stuff in there. Well, we have our exercise room. That's a terrible room to have a pile in, but we did have a pile in the exercise room. And I thought, you know what? I'd like to be able to exercise in here, and I'd like to be able to clean it up so that Gina can exercise in here too. And I always look at it and say, "Oh my gosh, that is such a big job. It'll take me forever to do it. I'll never be able to get it done." And so I don't. I don't even start. And then when we were talking in our last uh, live about success and just taking a little tiny bit, just try to do something small. Don't do something big, do something small. And if you can succeed at that, it can, give you that taste of success, and you could continue more if you wanted to. And so I cleaned the exercise room yesterday, kind of
Hey,
focused on it
Tyler,
because it was
I
important
mean,
to
it looks
me.
so beautiful. He got all the junk and clutter that was in there, and he removed it, all of it. And it is
It's
amazing.
and it's usable, and it's a pleasant place for you and me to be able to exercise now. And that was what was important to me, to be able to do this for Gina and for myself, kind of. Uh, but I think I
But
needed to
wait, there
have
was
focus
more.
on it.
But he did even more
Yeah,
than that.
yeah. Actually, part of my office, I have an office that I had a pile of clothes in, and we went on this trip in the van, and I took all the clean clothes out of the back of the van and I put it on the floor in my office. And then I got some other clothes on top of that. And then I bought some clothes from Costco and I put it on top of that. And it was like terrible in there. And I thought, you know what? What I really need to do is, because I've lost weight and then I've gained a little bit of weight, I'd like to go through all the clothes and see what I have that fits me, try them all on, and see, this is never going to fit me again. Or you know what? This I've shrunk down small enough. I don't want to ever. If I need to have more clothes and I'm a bigger size, I'll buy something else. But so I thought, you know what? I even have stuff that I haven't hardly worn. I can go through it all, make space in my drawers in my closet, and be able to put stuff away to clean up and keep it manageable, but also go through and find things that we could donate. And we gathered stuff into boxes today to bring over to Habit, not Habit, Project
Project Humanities.
Humanities, where they help the homeless to be able to have clothing and toiletries and such like
Oh,
that.
and they were
So
so excited.
it
Jeff
kind of
must have donated at least 5 or 6 pairs of jeans, and they really
they really
needed
need
men's
jeans.
jeans.
Yeah.
So they were so excited to get our stuff, especially to get all those men's jeans.
So ideally, the way I want my focus to work is figure out what thing that's important to me to focus on. And ideally, it would be those three pillars: prayer and my relationship with God and others, fasting, giving up what or not just giving up, but maybe pausing
Taking breaks.
and taking breaks from things that don't really feed me well, uh, or feed me too well, and almsgiving and charity, basically, to do keep other people in mind.
Yeah, so I mean, it was amazing. So he cleaned out his closet and a junky room that had clutter, two in one day on his first day of focus. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
I am so proud of him. I'm very excited that that's his word for the year. Yeah, so
Thanks.
that's great. Thanks for sharing, Sweet Pea, and for all the stuff you did that you focused on to help us too. All right, now let's see, get some
I
more.
need to upload. Oh,
Nope,
oh,
right
okay.
there.
Sorry.
Yay! And hey, and we got Robin Lockwood in the house too. Woohoo! And at some point, we've got to do Robin Lockwood's video. She had mentioned, she's like, has Jeff done that video yet?
I will
She asked
focus
me
on
that today.
that.
You know,
Yes.
what's so
I
hard?
got some things on the list.
Yeah, now that he's retired, he's had all this big long list of honeydew kind of things. And then we've been doing all this traveling and stuff too. And when it feels like you have forever to do something, then you don't get anything done.
Or if it feels too
It's
big to
big and
get
are too
done.
big to even, it seems like it's just too much and too big. You don't even know where to start. And so
But I'll
you
just start
procrastinate and
small,
do other things.
grab a little piece and do a little piece and succeed at that.
Yeah.
And then if it feels possible because I experienced success, just keep at it.
Build at it, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm really impressed. I'm excited to see what all gets accomplished this year. This is going to be great. And we got everybody saying hi to each other as we have Barb in the house too. Woo woo! And Paula made it too. Yay! And Robin thanked Grant for giving him a heads up that we were going to do this live today. Yay! And Pam says he's so thankful that Grant sent out a message too.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I think she said she's trying to say that she's so thankful. We have a great. Oh, Paula's got a couple of power words. All right, we want to hear those, Paula.
And maybe they're in the comments.
And frankly, Michelle, you guys, I saw her vision board. She posted it on Facebook, and we're friends on Facebook. And it is absolutely beautiful. She has a stunningly beautiful vision board. Uh, and when I saw it, I was so impressed. And so I messaged her, hey, would it be okay if I shared your vision board? I'm going to be doing, some a power word video, a power word live tonight. And she said, sure, Gina. And then I asked her, hey, would you like to be a guest? And she has some plans tonight. So she was only going to be able to pop in briefly, but she's going to be my guest on Monday. And her vision board is really powerful and has some powerful things on it, very much like Mindy and Grant's. And so Monday, it'll be the first time that I've had Michelle Frank on as a guest. And Michelle has lost a lot of weight on Manjaro. She has lost over 100 pounds. Her before and after are just amazing. And Michelle has become a really good friend, and she has started giving me recommendations for books. And so not only is she part of our book club on Sundays, she was the one that let me know that Food Intelligence was coming out, which was our next book. And she recently let me know about the book we're going to do next.
She's looking for the
This
other
one
book.
just came out, like a couple days ago, and it's called Weightless. And so this will be the one we'll be doing next. And I put it on our Anchor Moments Amazon page where I can connect people with things that we like. And you can find it there. You want to click I think it's that one. Oh no, that's the one that drives me crazy. The one underneath.
Sorry.
There we go. So if you want to find some of our favorite things, I can connect you to some really good books as well as other products that we enjoy while we're on a healthy lifestyle journey. And now let's go back to Michelle. But Michelle is going to be our guest on Monday, and we'll go over her vision board then too. All right, where did we leave off? We left off on Frankly Michelle.
You'll have to see.
There we go. Oh yeah, she says, I'll be driving and listening, be home shortly. Okay. She's off the road right at the moment. And Cindy says, the truly best community I've been here when it was just about 500 people. Yes, Cindy has been here from the very beginning, around when I took my very first shot. I'd had this YouTube channel for probably about 4 years, and I had about 500 people on it. And but she's been here with me since the beginning, same as Barb. And Mindy too has been with me, I think, almost since the beginning. Oh, and Manjaro Journey with Pam says, oh, explore was the other word I wanted to say. Yep, she was thinking about explore, but she went with adventure.
Good.
Yeah, which is great. Hey, we got traces of Twan's life here too. And we love Twan. And Twan's been a guest on my show as well. Yay. And it's because of Twan. She's the one who gave me the courage to finally be able to say my weight out loud and share it, because I hadn't for over a year and a half. And it wasn't because of my shipmates, but I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to share my weight with my family. But now they know. Now they know. And Mindy says Grant is on his way. Oh, yep, but Grant made it.
Yay.
Yay. And everyone's saying hi to each other. Hey, and Clement, and JC Calamity Jane's in the house too. Woo-hoo! And she was also a guest on my show, and she has a super cute YouTube channel as well. Yay! And let's see if we have some more power words. Hey, we got Traveling Tea here too. And she says, good evening, Happy New Year. May everyone be blessed abundantly and all your needs supplied. You know what? Abundance could be a good power word. And Paula says, I need to watch Twan's live on replay. What I saw was good. I just didn't have time to watch it all. Yet Twan was, it was a very special interview. She is awesome. And yay, Barb's really here. And Barb says she needs to watch the replay too with Twan. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Hey, and GOP1 Journey and Reviews here too. And I got to be a guest on her show, which was so nice. That was so fun. That was so neat getting to know Lori a little bit better too. And we've got Central Florida repping well tonight. And Michelle and Barb were with Mindy at when they did the Disney World thing together. I was so jealous. I thought, oh, that looks like so much fun. And Paula says, looking forward to the cruise this year. It'll be our first. So your very first cruise. Yay!
I know that's like.
Yes, Jeff does know what that's like. It was our first cruise ever last year too, and we had a blast. It's the most fun because you finally get to see a lot of these friends that we've made online, and to be able to see them in person uh, and to have a huge adventure together. It is just great. We're going to have so much fun. And if anyone wants to join us, there's still time and there's still availability. Just go to thedownsize.org and there's a place there that you can sign up and learn about the cruise. It's going to be what, June 4th through 8th, Mindy? Yeah. And Grant's going to be going. Grant's going to be there with us. Mindy's going to be there with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Paula too. Oh, good. Dun, dun, dun. She says, Michelle is psychic, another Central Floridian. Floridian. We could rule the world, the group of us, you know. Aw. Yeah, and they are very blessed to live in Florida. It is so beautiful there. And they said, oh, but Michelle says it's been a little bit cold lately in Florida.
What is cold for Florida? Like 70?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was excited. I got to wear a sweatshirt all day yesterday. That was huge for me. Because usually in the afternoons, it's cold in the morning, by the afternoon, I got to rip it off. Cold is in our cold or just Florida cold? I'm thinking just Florida cold. Wow, 31 degrees. Actually, that's pretty cold.
That's freezing.
Wow. And Pam says, oh, wow, how neat. I didn't know you guys got together at Disney World. They did. They sent me pictures and they were super cute. Oh, they're single digits where Paula's at. Where do you live, Paula?
That's pretty cool.
And Barb says there were 8 of us. We went around places for 3 days, including the candlelight processional in Disney World. That is so cool. 3 full days. Oh my gosh, that would have been a blast. Breakfast, dinners, lunches, lots and lots of walking. Oh yeah, you guys all got your steps in for sure. And everyone's loving your vision boards. And Paula says, I love Taisha. She's helped me so much in this journey. Yep, she has a really good channel too. And we love Twan. And Barb says, isn't it beautiful? Mindy is amazing. Yeah, Mindy's board was fantastic. And frankly, Michelle says, Paula, Taisha was one of the first upbeat educators I followed. Yep. Mindy was the one who told me about her, and I follow her too. Yep. And Barb says, and telling on Mindy, but that woman has the voice of an angel. She sang next to me during the candlelight processional, and I wept. Her voice was so beautiful. Wow, Mindy, so you're a singer?
Yeah.
Aw.
I used to sing with the Charlotte Philharmonic here.
Oh my God.
That's a nice group.
Wow. Wow, I did not know that. See, I learned something new about you every day. That is great. And her board is super powerful. And Tuan says, yes, she made a video singing happy birthday to me. Oh, sweet. Yay. Aw. And Traveling Tea loves your board too. And Dawn says, I need a word that helps me focus on me and my needs. Focus. I've spent a lifetime caring for everyone and always put myself last. I need to focus on me this year. It sounds selfish. Ugh. No, it's not. No, it's not. Uh, uh, I know that it's not, Dawn.
There's that saying where you need to fill up yourself first before you can overflow to fill others.
Oh, there you go.
I don't remember where that's from.
But your word could be focus. And just like Jeff. And you can focus on your on your needs, and then you're someone who always focuses on others and helps others anyway, so they're not going to they're not going to miss out. It'll be better for everybody around you too, because your needs will be met, and you'll be a more joyful giver when you can take care of yourself too. Mindy, I'm starting my journal. Just bought it today. Yay! And frankly, Michelle said, Dawn, put it in Chat GPT. It helped me pick mine. There you go. And Barb says, Dawn, it is not selfish at all. If you don't watch Small Things daily, I encourage you to watch because Megan speaks a lot about self-focus serves the family best. Yep.
Very wise.
Yep. Very, very wise. Okay, Barb has a question. When you are ready, Gina and Jeff, I would like to share my words from 2022 to 2026. Hey, Jeff.
Barb
Oh,
listed
Barb.
them. Barb listed them below. She's gone to bed.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say Jeff could send her the link and then I could pull her on.
Yeah, I think she's already gone to bed. She told me good night.
Ah, boo. Okay.
But she lists them down below. You'll see them.
All right, because we're going to want to see those. Food nun. That's awesome. So stealing that. I know. I love that. A food nun.
I think you choose those for your words next year, Gina.
Barb says, Megan has lost 125 pounds on GLP-1s and speaks about the family dynamic. She homeschools. She's also my daughter's. I'm a tad prejudiced, but many here watch her too. Yes, and she is wonderful. I watch her as well. And Dawn says, that's awesome, Sugar. I will check her out. I'm homeschooling my boys too I homeschooled my boys too back in the day. They're all grown now. Oh. And Dawn says, oh my gosh, autocorrect hates me. Homeschooled, not homeschooling. And Michelle really likes your board. Your boards are last year's and this year's. Amazing. Grant says, good evening, all. Yep, and we got Grant back. And people saying hi. Hey, it's Darium showed up too. He said, I came in just in time. What are some of the yummy and delicious things that Mayor Mindy had in her well-stocked fridge? Darium, oh my gosh. And when you open up the door, one section of her door is just one kind of hot sauce after another, all different flavors of hot sauces. It looks so great. And lots of a huge variety of fruits and vegetables and good meats. It was the most amazing fridge ever. Aw, it's so nice to have you join us. And let's see.
I never knew there was more than
Area.
one flavor of hot sauce. That's interesting.
Oh, many, 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 many,
I thought it was
many
just
flavors
hot.
of hot sauce. Many flavors. And even his spice cabinet, all spices that I wouldn't even have thought of using. And he's got so many of them. And some of them, it's not what it says on the label. Because I remember I gave him a hard time about that because that's an Italian woman's thing to do if she wants to keep her recipe a secret.
Yeah.
But he had mixed some of his own and he just put it in a spice jar. But oh gosh, he's very good with spices. And it's Darium says, my January goal is to make sure I don't get a Manjaro spanking. That's a good goal. I've had 3 Manjaro spankings and they're not fun. And I learned my lessons from them. I learned big time. Hey there, Earl of Campbell. That's hilarious. Grant, Earl of Campbell. I love that. Oh, yeah, those Manjaro spankings are no joke. Yep. And
That
it's there.
Earl of Campbell came from Joe on that Joe's Sleep channel. She calls
Okay.
Darium King Garium and me Earl Campbell.
Earl of Campbell. That's great. And it's Darium says, Mayor Mindy is definitely our GLP-1 mayor. She is. She stays ready, so she doesn't have to get ready. I guess she has strength of presence. She does have strength of presence. That is so true. And strength of voice to stick to her perspective. She's amazing. We're glad to have her as our mayor.
Thank you,
And
Darian.
we love our King Darium too. Yep, and Grant, your board is so beautiful.
Thank you,
Very, very,
Michelle.
very pretty. Grant's word compassion is such a Grant word. He is such a kind and compassionate man. Amen. That is
Thank you,
so,
Mindy.
so true. Yep. And everyone is loving your word, Grant. And it's Darian, be there. Gotta love the gift of presence.
Mhm.
It means so much to know someone is there without saying a word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gift of presence. Presence could be somebody's power word.
Mhm.
And you can do all kinds of things just with that gift of presence. Absolutely. And Paula says, these are love language words. Yes, they are. Oh, and Jeff is a sweet man. Love this guy. Mwah. You all have shared such great power words. Oh, thanks. Hey, and then, okay, here's Barb's. All right, mine are in 2022, inert. Ah, my word for the year 2022 was inert. 2023 was awakening. Wow, very cool. She really is an author.
Mhm.
2024 was movement, and that chick could move. She is walking 6 miles or more a day. She is amazing. And then 2025 was momentum because she was already moving and she wanted to keep that momentum. And she did. Look at this 2026 harvest.
Like it.
I started GLP-1s in 2022 at 405 pounds. Today, I'm 125 pounds.
Wow.
Wow. And this is her year of harvest.
Good words.
Oh, fantastic words. Yeah. And everyone is loving her harvest. Oh my gosh. And she says, thank you. And it's Darium says 2026 word is establish.
Mm.
This year is about foundations, consistency, and showing up as myself without overthinking.
Yeah.
Establish.
Another good
That
author
is,
there.
oh yeah. And it's Darium. I saw you on your interview on Round Mound of Zep Bound, and you really are my brother from another mother. We
Mhm.
share a lot of things in common. Um, a lot of things in common. And I'd love to have you as a guest on the show sometime to share your story here too. Um, I think you're awesome. And Barb says, "Oh, I love that, Darium. Fantastic." And Darium says, "I love that, Barb. Harvest is an amazing word. It's high time to collect the fruits of all your hard work."
Mhm.
Amen. And Paula says, "My power word for 2026 is reclaim." Ooh, that's good. Reclaiming my health, energy, passion for life, asking God to reclaim the years that the locusts have stolen through lost health and joy. Wow, reclaim. That's fantastic, Paula. And Barb says that she hopes so with their harvest. And Mindy says, "Great words, Darium and Barb." And Pam says, and Pamela, it's one of our other Pams that watches the show. She says, "My word is evolve, moving towards a more advanced, self aware, and fulfilled version, using intentional self improvement rather than just passive aging. Sounds like where I'd like to be, to evolve." Ooh, that is a powerful, active
I like that too.
word. That's fantastic, Pamela. Yep. And it's Darium loves Paula's too. Very, very good. Yeah. And Paula's loving Pam's. That is such a good word. Evolve. Very good. And it's Darium says, "That's a great work, Pam. No longer a chrysalis, but butterfly season loading. Wow. They're ready to take off." These are all fantastic words, Paula and Pamela. Great word, says Barb. Great word network. Yep. Autocorrect. And Mindy says, "Paula and Pam, excellent. When I hear other people's words, I'm so inspired." I
Mhm.
like the word inspire too. That was another one I was thinking about when trying to decide what I was going to do. Yeah. And Paula says, "Every vision board has been incredible. Each one has been unique and inspiring." And Robin says, "I'm okay with whenever the video gets done. I was just wondering about it." Yeah, I know. Jeff has, there's probably
But I
between
focus.
50 and 100 videos from our trips that he has not made videos for yet on Anchor Moments RV. With Anchor Moments RV, it's harder because he edits everything. The ones that we do for regular Anchor Moments, I just fly by the seat of my pants live on Sundays and Mondays. Today, a spare Friday, and Jeff doesn't have to edit those, so I could get more done.
But I do make the thumbnails.
But he does, and he makes the thumbnails for me, and he does a very good job with that. And it takes him a while to do that for me. But he's going to focus on some things that he wants to get done around here, and then he said he's going to focus on getting some Anchor Moments RV videos edited before our next trip. And Robin says, "One thing I'd like to add is that I miss the funny costumes Jeff would do and surprises. My word has to be adjustments. Now that I've moved, I have plenty to adjust to." Yeah, and it could be a year of adjustments. Absolutely. And when she talks about the costumes, if this is one of your, if you've been watching maybe for this your first video or just a few months, I used to do these in my anchor room, and then my anchor room became a clutter spot. But when I would do them in the anchor room, I would do it by myself. And then somewhere along the video, we never knew when Jeff was going to pop in, but he liked to pop in like Kramer. and he would burst through the door, and I wouldn't know if he was going to wear a costume. I never knew what he was going to do or what he was going to say, but he would surprise me and surprise everyone with some nugget that he'd want to share, and a lot of times in a funny costume to go with
That
it.
was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Oh, Cindy's going to go on the cruise.
Hey,
Wait,
what's this
wait.
one?
Michelle says, I'll be on the cruise too. Yay. And so Taz the Bulldog's mom's going to be there too. I'll finally get to meet her. Awesome. We're going to have a bunch of shipmates there. That'll be great.
We got to make sure they don't make us swab the deck or something.
And Mindy, Robin says, Mindy, I love that color purple on you. Makes your hair color pop. So pretty. It really does. That purple is beautiful. Dawn says, wish I could do the cruise, but I get horribly seasick. I would not make good company. I'd lose weight though. Oh. And Paula says, Missouri near St. Louis. Oh, so that's where you live, Paula? Near St. Louis. Sometimes we go up that way. When we used to go to Illinois more, but my mom sold her house in October because I would go to Sterling, Illinois, and we would drive by St. Louis sometimes. Maybe at some point. This.
Look at mine.
Oh, you're wearing a Kelly's t-shirt. I thought I spilled something on my shirt.
Which is usually more common.
Yeah, which is very common. I spill on myself all the time.
She's talking about Sterling, Illinois. That's where this is from.
Oh, Paula, we're going to need to see you sometime near St. Louis. You know, we could even meet you at your favorite restaurant or something. But that would be great to see you sometime.
Oh my gosh.
11 in
Minnesota.
Minnesota. And Paula says, Minnesota gets really, really cold. I have friends that used to live there. The stories of how cold it gets makes me cold. Ooh. Yeah, and you're wearing such pretty things. And hey, Mindy, we have something in common. Music was my major in college, classically trained pianist. Well, see, you guys could get together. One can sing and one can play the piano. And it's Starium says, let me find out that opening Mindy's fridge was like opening the pearly gates.
He cracks me up.
Oh, I know. He's hilarious. And Dawn says, oh, Grant, you don't know what you're missing. So many hot sauces, and some are very mild.
Mm.
And Pamela says, it's Darium. Great word. Sounds like it's going to be a great year for you. Amen with that. Yeah. And Cindy says, so many good words, and I keep adopting others, but I think I have to stay with stewardship as my main. Caring for my body that God has blessed me with and given me a second chance, down from 308 to 152.
Right.
Listen, yeah, stewardship. That is a beautiful power word. I like that. Yeah, what a word. These are good words. For all our King Darium lovers, he was interviewed by Downsizing Diva. It just published today. Check it out. It's fabulous. All right. And it's Darium. I want a turn too. I want you on here too. I want my turn. Yeah. And I get Michelle on Monday. So I'm so excited to have Frankly Michelle on Monday. We'll do Mindy. He was on Downsize too. And that was really good. And Cindy says, you all amazing people love so many words and are inspirational. I saw Darium's interview with Shay of Downsizing Diva. I think Darium should write a book. Actually, that would be a good book too. Yep, I'd read it. Come on over, Gina and Jeff. I'll show you our fridge full of pickles. Great. I would love to come to your house. So you'll have to message me, email me, Gina at anchormoments.com. And the next time I go, when I'm going to be going to the Midwest, we'll have to go to St. Louis and
Go on a
visit
pickle
Paula.
run.
Yeah, go on a pickle run. That would be great. We could do a live in your kitchen.
Play pickleball.
We played pickleball. Aw. Yeah. All right. I think we hit everybody. Oh,
Wait, did you take your shot?
there is no shot. Today's Friday, so don't forget my shot. So I did forget my shot on Monday. Once I hung up and babysat, when I came home, I had to give myself my shot because I didn't do it during the live. All right, let's see who gets to wear a crown this week. Dun, 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 dun.
Hope it's me.
Do you think it's you? Let's see here. Try it again. Oh, come on. I had it and then it went away. That drives me crazy. All right. Grant, can you see who got the crown?
I
For
believe
Jeff?
so.
Look, I'm pushing it and it's not letting me.
It's all on the wrist.
All right. Third was Cindy, Tazzy, the Bulldog's mom.
Yay!
Second
Who's
was
second
Frankly
place?
Michelle.
All right, frankly, Michelle.
And first
Woohoo!
was your super sticker, Sandy Murphy.
Yay! Congratulations. And while I see that Frankly Michelle is still here, Frankly Michelle, please email me any pictures that you would like me to share, including your vision board. And I am super excited to have you as a guest on Monday. If you can send those to me, if you can send them by like Sunday night, that'd be like really great. So Jeff doesn't he gets nervous when they come in last minute because it takes a while to download them and put them into the thing. So if you could do that by Sunday night, that would be like super, super duper great. And oh, good. She's going to do it tomorrow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's Pam's shot day, so she's going to take her shot. Now it was a good
Not
reminder.
everybody does Monday.
That's true. That's true. But Monday, I do Monday because I knew to do Monday the first day because Manjaro starts with an M, Monday starts with an M, and I figured that would help me remember. And even still, I need to have my shipmates remind me during my lives sometimes, for Pete's sake. All right, everybody. If you are watching this on replay right now, please in the comments let us know what power word you've decided on. And I wish you all the best. That 2026, let's make this our best year yet.
I'll focus on that.
Will you focus on that? All right. Okay, everybody, hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great year. Bye-bye.